Welcome to Just One More Watch. If you also keep abreast of the top end of the watch industry, perhaps you spotted this little nugget by Omega being teased to the market around about late August time. It is a 41mm Aquaterra watch designed to be worn by golfers, tennis players and footballers, etc, etc. It's made almost entirely of titanium, including the movement, which is manual wind. It's got a fancy pop in, pop out crown and a rubber strap. It only weighs 55 grams and it only costs $48,500 American dollars. If that is not a sure sign that the end of the world is nigh, then I don't know what is. But the idea is a good one. A lightweight titanium mechanical watch that can be worn during sports. If only there was something more economically viable. How's about the Paulson Pearl Diver? This one began life as an Indiegogo project towards the end of 2018 and is now available for you to buy for less than $300 US. It features a high beat Japanese automatic movement, a titanium case and a couple of different straps, including a purlin to keep the weight down really low. Now, it's taken me a number of months to get around to reviewing the Paulson. They sent me one in the middle of the year, but unfortunately I wasn't happy with the action of the bezel, so I sent it back. They assured me there was a fresh batch, different bezel, they would send me a second one. Did they get the bezel right? Let's flip the camera and have a look at it. Okay, so you've probably guessed by now, this isn't a 2 thumbs up happy and positive review of the Paulson Pearl Diver. It gets a must try harder from teacher rather than an A+. But check that out, 55 grams. Stick that in your $48,500 pipe, Omega, and smoke it. The Paulson can be yours for the much more reasonable price of $275 US, shipped anywhere in the world in this little travel pouchy with 2 straps and a 2-year warranty. Now, I should point out, this one was sent to me for free by the company. I don't have to return it. So 40mm in diameter, 46mm lug tip to lug tip, a mere 10.5mm thick. The Japanese automatic that I referred to in the introduction is the Miyota 9015. One advantage of using the 9015 is the very short pinion stack. You can, if you want to, make a really slim watch, and that's what Paulson have done with this one. 20mm lug width and, as demonstrated, a mere 55 grams on one of the 2 supplied straps on this supplied purlin. So titanium case, crown, bezel and case back. You get that kind of dull grey look that you get from titanium. Not exactly a flashy finish on this, but it's Thai, it doesn't need that. Now, titanium will scratch and scuff more readily than stainless steel, but swings and roundabouts, that's what you get for having a watch that weighs a mere 55 grams in the first place. Now, the bezel on this one is 120 click unidirectional rotating dive time. It is a 40mm dive watch at its heart, but unfortunately, the bezel action is seriously ropey. I wouldn't be all that happy if I got a $100 watch with a bezel action like that. Certainly not from a $275 watch. I have informed Paulson that I was just as unhappy with the second bezel as I was with the first bezel. Insert is loomed and ceramic. In fact, I'll pop up the loom video now. The loom is okay, BGW9. We have applied indices, plenty of loom on the hands, and a decent amount of loom on the ceramic bezel insert as well today. It may be a sports watch, but at its heart, it is a diver after all. Because it's a diver, we do have a screw down crown and 100 meters of water resistance. The crown, I should point out, is very, very small, but I'll forgive it if it's in the interest of saving weight. Zoomed in on the dial, and it's a mixture of applied and printed. Paulson Automatic just printed under the baton at 12, and Pearl Diver 10 bar 100 meters printed above the baton at 6. We also have a printed minute track around the outside. Large batons at the 12, the 3, the 6 and the 9. Smaller circular indices at all of the other hour points, and they are applied. We've got a fairly pronounced blue sunburst effect on the dial. Black ceramic bezel, blue-black, never my favourite colourway, but a popular one nonetheless. And an unusual set of hands. I would say they were almost kind of shield shaped, if you see what I mean. I do quite like them though. Nice and legible, nice and easy to read, and a lollipop second hand. Plenty of loom on them, as you've already seen. Caseback is screw down, helping with that water resistance. Very, very simple. I guess again trying to save weight here. The usual spec sheet around here, Miyota 9015, titanium sapphire crystal. Sapphire crystal on the front obviously, and Paulson pearl diver with a limited number out of 500. The 9015 is a 24 joule hacking and hand winding high beat auto, roughly 40-hour power reserve, stated tolerances of -10 to +30. This one right in the middle of that at +10 seconds per day with 0 beat error. This looks like a pretty decent one in the pearl diver. Moving beyond the problems with the bezel, I think there are some problems with the supplied straps as well. I guess this one is your office strap. This is your Monday to Friday 9 to 5 strap, the one that you attach to the watch when you're not doing sports, aided by quick release spring bars there. Now, genuine leather, Paulson, nice and soft on the underside, but it's one of the least convincing faux croc animal print ones that I've seen, and I don't think it does the watch any favours at all. It's also 2020 with 0 taper. Given that it's only a 40, I think a little bit of a taper here would have done the watch no end of favours. In its defence though, it does have a decent piece of titanium hardware, again with the Paulson logo on it, which unfortunately they decided to carry over to the Pearl-on strap as well. I say unfortunate because the tang is just too thick to be used with a pearl on, I think. I mean, you can eventually punch it through, but it's going to make the pearl on look like a bit of a mess before too long, unfortunately. But what's more unfortunate is the little leather retainer at the other end of the pearl on. That means that when you've got your 55-gram super slim titanium sports automatic on your wrist, ready for action, you feed it through the retainer, which in itself isn't all that difficult. Then you feed it through the next bit, but if you've got any leftovers, it just kind of sticks there. It's too thick, you can't fold it over, you can't do anything with the little leather wrapped end piece. So nice idea putting a custom branded titanium buckle and tang fastener onto your pearl-on strap, but unfortunately either I'm missing something or it just doesn't work in practice. Here's the watch on a $5 El Cheapo pearl-on, and you can see the difference. You can tuck that excess in underneath the retainer. Unfortunately, something you can't do because of that leather tab. So great idea, Paulson, great pricing and super light, but unfortunately I'd be waiting for the Pearl Diver 2 if there ever is one before jumping on this particular train. I think the bezel issues need to be resolved. They could certainly do something with those 2 strap choices, and perhaps while they're at it make the branding a little bit more exciting than the old block capital routine. So there you have it, the Paulson Pearl Diver. Nice idea, shame about the execution. I think there's a good watch in here somewhere, but it desperately needs a Mark II to be realised. I think they need a bit more oomph in their branding. They need to do something about both of the straps. I wasn't happy with either of them, to be honest, and that bezel action is unacceptable on a $100 watch, let alone one that costs $300. So Paulson, please come up with a Mark II. I think if you can keep this one to less than $300 but remedy a lot of those issues that I had with this one, you'll be onto a winner and you'll still be saving people well over $48,000. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.